the announcement screenshots, you'll see the interior of the Haas Hospitality. Every team's going to have a hospitality area. It's present at the racetracks. The locations, you'll certainly see the vistas as you look out from them. You'll see so you'll know which circuit you're at. But what we wanted to do was bring in that sort of personal element. So now you'll have an agent character who will help look after your career throughout the game. So if you're performing well, she'll happily, congratulate you for that. She'll talk about contract moves. She'll talk about moves to becoming the first driver, the benefits you get from being the first driver. But alternatively, she's got a more stern side where she'll talk to you about, if you're underperforming, she'll certainly see the boss isn't happy with you, and how you need to buck your ideas up, or you may be finding yourself, losing your drive and having to look for a drive with another team. And then also helping you in that position as well, you've got the new R&D guy. Both of these characters are going to be really in your face throughout the game, so they'll keep coming to you during each session and trying to sort of motivate you to do things, to point you in the right direction of what you should be researching, the areas of the car that may be looking a bit weak. So if you find that you're not pulling your weight in the practice sessions, the R&D guy will point that out to you, and he'll suggest that you should start pulling your weight, otherwise you're going to start being beaten in the development race. It's highly likely that if you're driving for a top team and not continuing to develop the car, if you're becoming complacent, the teams below you will start to surpass you and get higher performance. So it's certainly the richest career mode that I think we've ever had, and there's a lot more player involvement in how you structure the way in which you take your car forward. I mean, personally, I started a career recently in the Renault, and there were certain traits on the Renault I wanted to try and work around. So I started working on just reducing the weight firstly. I didn't want to go for huge downforce or power or fuel economy. I wanted a slightly more nimble car. So there's different directions in which you can take the chassis.
Great, and the thing is that these people are fully voice acted and captured, aren't they? So
yeah.
they really do feel it. I played through something and they really do tell you off if you get it wrong, don't they?
Yeah, so I mean, because like I say, we wanted them to be very personal to the player and believable, we fully motion captured and performance captured both the characters. The female agent character, she's quite well known in the UK for being in many soap operas or TV series. She was in the IT crowd. She's been in films such as, I think it wasn't Jumper. It was I'll have to look at that one again later. I can't remember her CV, but she's been in many things on TV, and so is the male character. So you'll probably recognise her, and because they were fully voice captured at the same time, the emotional sort of features in the face and the body language, they come across very realistically to you. So when she's grumpy, when she's not happy that you're performing badly, you really do feel that from her.
Yeah, so just to go into some questions now that we've got from some of you over this bank holiday weekend. So first one is, are all teams really selectable?
Yeah, from the beginning. I mean, there's always the consideration, do you lock teams out? Because you need that sort of degree of progression, that target. But it's far nicer to have the choice of the team. People have teams they really support, and there's nothing worse than buying a game and not being able to drive for the team that you absolutely love. I think that's instantly put you off. So we've structured it so that you do get different goals, there's different expectations based on which team you're driving for. So you can quite happily go in and pick the Mercedes and look for wins very early on in the game. Or you can obviously take a different tact and look for contract moves from a lower team or working on the car. But ultimately, you'll always have goals that the team realistically set for you in each session, as well as over the course of the season.
And this means, of course, that your first playthrough is going to be as Renault, isn't it, Lee?
Definitely. Great.
So the next one is, what car is Max Verstappen going to be driving this year in F1 2016?
Yeah, so we heard that quite late as well. I mean, that was obviously a decision that was made quite well into the season, obviously, but we've been able to react to that, and Max will be driving in the Red Bull in F1 2016. So we've got the assets in place, the race suit, the number changes, so he's moved.
Great, thanks Lee. So you heard that there first. Max Verstappen is going to be driving in a Red Bull in F1 2016, and that also means that Danica Fiat will also be in the Toro Rosso.
Yep.
Just to confirm that for everyone. Right, so the next one, qualifying. So obviously in the Formula 1 season, at the start of the season, we all remember that there was lots of things going on with the qualifying format. It changed to the more elimination style mode, if you remember. Answer is the question everyone wants to know.
Yeah.
What qualifying?
Yeah, so I mean, again, that was another thing that came quite late to us, and we did start to work on the new system, but thankfully, as things are planned out in the season as it is, the sport reverted back to the traditional qualifying system that we used to for the last few seasons, and that's exactly what will be in the game. So it'll be the same 3 sessions that the teams get to experience in real life. It'll be exactly the same in the game.
Great, thanks. So that's just to confirm as well that obviously the qualifying format will be the qualifying format that is here now. So that's the one that's been the same.
Yeah, we won't be changing it throughout the course of the season. It will be the same one from the start to the end of the season. Great.
So the other one is so ultra soft tyres has been the question we've been had as well. So ultra soft tyres, can you confirm?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, something we've always done is adhere to the laws of Formula 1 from the very beginning, and the opportunity to add another compound in was actually really good for us. We enjoy that sort of thing. It's great. It mixes the races up. It mixes up the grids. It really does cause a lot of change. And I know something which people have asked quite a lot about, and I've seen a lot of questions about this on Twitter, was people asking around, can they actually set their allocation? Because that's a new thing that came in this year, that the teams now have to, quite a significant time before the races, actually have to specify the compounds and the quantities they want to take with them. So we do have a system in place which will allow you to tailor the sort of quantities of tyres and the way you'd like to bias your tyres to each race weekend. So again, that plays into it even more, especially now there's the 3 compounds. It gives such wide-ranging strategies. I mean, I did a race earlier on around Montreal, and I did a 50% race. I started out with it was dry. Everybody was on the supers or the ultras, depending on what happened in qualifying, and then it rained. But by the end of the race, looking down the table, it was a real mixture of people on soft, supers and ultras. I mean, it was absolutely amazing to see it mixed up like that, and I screwed up my strategy totally. I thought I could make it from the end of the wet stint to the end of the race on super softs. I couldn't. The majority of the leaders picked softs, and I had to pit stop one more time before the end onto the ultras, at which point I was eating into their lead, but I just couldn't make it up. So it really just mixed the racing up beautifully.
Also, tyre strategy really is the key then as well.
Yeah.
Right, so there's another one last question that we're going to go into, which is obviously a lot of you have been talking about our beta, or beta, however you like to pronounce it. So our beta codes, what are we doing with this beta, Lee?
Right, so in this the beta that's going to hopefully go live on Thursday, we're looking at to send the codes out around towards the end of the week. It's essentially to give people a flavour of what we've done with the handling model for 2016. We know that a lot of people often talk about the balance between the pad and the wheel, or the assists being on or the assists being off, and the wet weather and the dry weather. And even though we've got a good cross-section of racers within the office, there's nothing better than getting people who really play the game seriously to give us strong feedback on that. So we really want people to feedback on how competitive they are on pad versus wheel, how competitive they are with the different assists, how they're finding the off-track areas. We've made a lot of changes to the off-track areas so that the exploits aren't there, the corner cutting can't be, as well as the penalty system. Picking up the debris on the tyre is going to be so much more punishing to the player. The curbs, we've modelled the curbs differently this year, so there's a lot more aggression to the curbs. So you won't find yourself leaning on curbs quite as aggressively. And these are all things that we really want to get some feedback on as to how people are finding them, when they're playing the game in anger.
Exactly. I suppose it's one of these things, isn't it? Is you don't know until it all helps, doesn't it? It all helps put it together, and all helps to create a good game where all of you absolutely love the handling. And obviously that means as well that the beta codes, for everyone who have asked, and there's loads of you who've asked this, the beta codes will be sent out on Thursday, all going well. We'll be sending them out, and it's 100 per platform. There is still a little bit of time to sign up, so if you go onto our forums and click on F1 Games, you should see it on the top there. That's where the topic is, and you'll find everything there that you need to know. I think that's it. Thank you for doing it.
I've really got to thank everybody who signed up for the beta. I mean, the numbers that we've got have been absolutely astounding. We really, it came up this morning, and I know any of you sort of follow Jenny's posts, you'll know that she comes over and we have regular meetings about what's going on. And this morning, when she announced the numbers that have signed up, people were just astounded, and everybody was so happy about it. And it really does give the guys a boost, because at this point in the project, you know, everybody's working long hours, bank holidays don't count for anything. You know, there's a lot of people working really, really hard at this point, and that sort of thing really does give everybody a boost. So yeah, I mean, it's really nice to see the support that we're getting, and at this point in the project, we really can act on some of those things that, you know, we get back. So it's really useful.
All right. Thank you ever so much for joining us. We hope to do this again at some point.
Yeah.
Thanks ever so much for catching up with us. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Alright, so this is the point where I take over now, and I'm just going to be reacting to this. Just let me set up right now, guys. Tell me in the comments if the sound is all good. And we're going to react to all the information that has been given to us right now. So let me just take off these two faces and replace them with me. If we can get that up. Aha, we're here. And if I can get my little neat layout there we go. If I can actually make that bigger, actually, if I can do that somehow. Hold on, just give me a second, guys, as I just edit this out live on the spot. But guys, tell me in the comments, what do you think of the game so far? From the news that has been given to you. Of course, we're going to be getting the beta codes on Thursday, as she said. Hopefully, if everything goes correct. If not, maybe Sunday maximum. So yeah, that'll be pretty awesome. I can't wait to flip in and play the game. It's going to be insane. So let me just add that in. Okay, I think we're good. That should be good enough. Alright, okay. So, I've got my little notes here. Again, as always, because I always have a bad memory. So, career mode improved. So, obviously, we already know about career mode. Career mode is going to have that live the driver aspect to the game, which is going to be pretty cool. They're going to obviously have everything a lot more detailed. We've got 10 seasons of career mode. So, obviously, they want to add longevity to the game. They've noticed from the last previous titles that obviously the career mode didn't have longevity to it because it would get boring after like one or two seasons. But yeah, it's good to see that Codemasters is going into the right direction, and hopefully they will make progress, and hopefully there will be no glitches. But anyway, I don't think they said that they will be allowing us to test career mode for the beta, but we shall see. We might see certain aspects of the game not allowed for us to play. I'm expecting multiplayer not being allowed for us to play, but we shall see. And yeah, we'll move on to the beta later on. But first of all, let's talk about Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen's going to be in Red Bull. That's not really much of a surprise. I'm expecting them to have live updates as last year. That's obviously something that they need to have in the game so that they obviously keep everything up to date, so that you're not playing something that's quite old, obviously. And yeah, moving on, qualification. Qualification will be back to normal with the 3 sessions. They're going to have that annoying time format, of course, from Australia. I don't know why someone asked that question. Of course, it's going to go back to the normal qualification rules, because let's face it anyway, even if they decided to go with the Australia format, I think a lot of people would get really pissed off about that. Anyway, moving on. Tyres. So the tyres is going to be really important now. You're going to have to be able to manage how you're going to be using your tyre strategy, obviously before the race, of course, starts. And it's going to be obviously difficult to see because you're going to have to look at what everyone else is doing as well. You're going to have to be able to practice as well what tyres you're going to be using. Of course, R&D is going to be really important as well. R&D is going to be a major part of career mode, as you guys already know. And you know, with the tyre strategy, it's going to be so important with the R&D development, because R&D development will allow you to get a lot more downforce if you actually take part in R&D and do it well. You'll actually get a lot more downforce with upgrades throughout the season. So that's going to be really important, because of course if you get more downforce, that means you'll be able to handle the tyres much better. So you might be able to use something like softs compared to the primes if you really need to go for that aggressive strategy. So yeah, that's going to be really important, and I can't wait to try that out. Okay, so next, you also okay, we talked about tyres. Okay, that was it then. This, you know what? I was thinking that Q&A was actually quite short. I think it was only like 5 minutes long. I was expecting it to be much longer, but oh well. Anyway, beta codes. So the beta is going to be released on Thursday if everything goes to plan, and I think I'll be allowing us to play for a few days. Like I said, I don't know if we're going to have certain options not in the game for us to play, for us to test. But they want us to test out several things, such as corner cutting, because they have improved corner cutting. That was obviously really annoying in previous games. People track extending and stuff like that. You've obviously seen videos of people going with crazy track extendings around Russia and other tracks online, and they're getting away with it, which is really annoying. So hopefully we'll be able to sort out those issues in this beta. The curbs are improved. Now, there were already a lot of modders who were adding a mod to F1 2014 that would allow the car to spin as soon as you go over the curbs. And I think what they have seen is that people like that. People want, obviously, realistic curbs, and maybe you want to spin, or maybe you can't really ride over the curbs because they're a bit too high. Because, of course, at the moment, it's quite realistic in F1 2015. Unrealistic, I mean, in F1 2015. So that's going to be really important. That's going to be a major part of the game. Hopefully, we might see even punctures, because sometimes you can get a puncture going over a certain curve if you're going too aggressive. So that's going to be really important. It's obviously going to be really important if you actually go over, what is it? Is it called curbs? There's like strips on the track where you can't corner cut. Especially going up Spa, that's going to be real interesting, because you see a lot of people corner cut through there. So if they implement that into Spa, that would be insane. Of course, I think it was a few days ago, someone actually had an accident in real life going over those curbs in Spa. So it's going to be interesting to see if the cars actually fly in the F1 game. Obviously, I think they won't do that because of, obviously, FOM. They want to have this crazy damage system, whatever, because of licensing or whatnot. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Track extending. Oh no, we're done track extending. Wheel versus pad improvements. Now, this is something that really gets on my nerves, especially in previous F1 games, or even in any other games. Sometimes there might be like wheel users getting the advantage over pad users, or there might be pad users getting the advantage over wheel users. That is really annoying. Hopefully, with this beta, that will allow us to obviously figure out any issues, if there's anyone getting any advantages in the game. In F1 2014, I think there was some kind of cheat where you would get some kind of like more grip, because the pad user would get more grip than the wheel user for some reason, because that's how they set up the game. They wanted the pad users to get it more easier going around the turns and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully they managed to equal it out so that the wheel users and the pad users get the same amount of grip around the turns. Because I think it was actually a steering assist. Yeah, I think it was like steering assist, and it would give pad users traction control as well. So there would be a cheat on I think it was on PC, where you could turn on some kind of like override system where the wheel users would get traction and steering assist just like the pad users would. So yeah, hopefully they sort that out, and hopefully that will be it for that. So 100 codes on each platform. That was the last thing. 100 codes for each platform. That's going to be really important, because there's going to be a lot of people playing the game, and you already heard from them themselves that there's a lot of people actually applying for the game. Hopefully I'll be able to get some footage, but I can't share it to you. That means I'm going to have to wait until they allow us to upload the footage. I don't know when that's going to be, probably in like a month's time. But yeah, hopefully you guys will get the code. Maybe I might get the code, but we shall see. But anyway, I think that is it. We're going to go with Q&A in the comments now. So if you guys could give us some questions, and I'll be answering them right now. Pre-season testing. I think we're not sure, to be honest. I haven't answered about pre-season testing. That's definitely a question we're going to have to ask Lee Mather himself on Twitter, maybe. So yeah. Gameplay soon. Gameplay probably not going to come out for like another month, maybe, in my opinion. What's going on, Emilio? Hello, Mickey. I'm Spanish. I don't understand very much. Hopefully someone will translate for you. Okay. Let me just read the other questions. Any other questions, guys? Just tell us in the comments. Yes, it will be a closed beta. Unfortunately, it will be closed beta, so no one else will be on YouTube will be allowed to see the gameplay. You never know. There might be someone that leaks the content on Twitch or something like that. So yeah, you never know. Keep your eyes open. Alright, more questions. Will you be able to swap engines in career mode? I'm pretty sure you can. Pretty sure you can. I think that's the whole purpose. Any more comments? E3, yes, E3 will be very soon. I think it's next month, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we might see some gameplay being released at that time. So that's why I'm saying there will definitely be gameplay next month. So keep your eyes out for that. I'll definitely be trying to get some footage uploaded on the channel if I'm allowed to. So yeah, that's going to be really exciting. I can't wait to see what the game is actually like. But yeah, but anyway, we're going to get the beta soon. We're getting the beta this week. So don't really have to wait that long. Hopefully if you guys get it, that's it, that is. A rough release date, August. We already know it's around August. It's going to be at near the end of August. Because the reason for that is because last time out, they released the game too early and they couldn't, you know, obviously catch up with all the patching every single issue that was in the game. So that was really important for them to try and release the game late this year. How about modding? Yeah, we already know that modding can be a bit tough because of FOM, and obviously Codemasters don't really like us to mod the games. So I don't know what's going to happen. That's going to be really interesting to see. Obviously, that's another question that we're going to have to ask Limava himself. Mickey, I think gameplay on E3, this event will be on 14th to 17th of June or July. I don't know if that says. Yeah, so we'll definitely see some gameplay soon. When will they introduce the real HUD from F1 2016 Championship Edition? I don't know, because obviously that's going to be an issue with FOM and stuff like that. We'll probably only see that in mods maybe in the future, but we're definitely going to see any HUD from real life because of licensing issues. Will they do an open beta before the release? I don't know. That's another question you're gonna have to ask Limava. Maybe they might do a demo like they did in 2012. But yeah, we're gonna have to ask him. Trailer in this week or next week? To be honest, I expect them to do it probably on one of the race weekends. So any of the next race weekends, then yes, that's probably when you're gonna see it. Especially around E3 time, because E3 time, that's when they have to show all the trailers and stuff. So I expect it around E3 time. So maybe by the next race, maybe by Canadian Grand Prix. When does the beta start? The beta starts on Thursday, if everything goes to plan. So yeah, just read this right now. Okay. Any more questions? Is that it? Hopefully I've been looking at the camera all this time. Always seem to look away from the camera by accident. Why is licensing such a big issue? If you have the F1 license, can't you do anything you want? Yeah, that's the problem. FOM are really strict. They want certain things that they don't want in the game. There might be like mods from the next year ahead. So let's say a 2017 mod for 2016. They don't like that, of course, because they're not meant to have that in the game at all, because they're releasing a F1 2016 game. They really tried to take down Automobilista, which is a simulation racing game, which has Formula 1 cars as well. So yeah, they're really tricky. FOM have been really strict this past year or so, especially with YouTube videos. If you upload like an F1 clip, they'll take you down. But I've seen some F1 clips on YouTube at the moment, which I still haven't taken down. So I don't know if they're finally stopping themselves from giving copyright strikes out, just handing them out just like that out of nowhere. So I don't know. I think Tim Mamadek even had a copyright strike the other week, and I think he got it resolved. Co-op season will be in F1 2016. I don't know about that actually. I don't think so. I don't think he is. I don't think he is in the game. I'm pretty sure they didn't have that. No, they didn't have that in the last game, did they? No. So yeah, I don't think that's coming back. I hope there's more realistic damage. Yeah, I think they're actually having a lot more realistic damage this year. I think they've managed to talk to FOM and said, hey, we need more realistic damage in the game, and I think the FOM has approved. But we don't know how much damage though. Is there going to be a screen as well? What do you mean, Max? Luke says, will they be able to have sponsors that come with each team on our helmets? Like it gives you wings and total stuff on a Red Bull driver's helmet, for example. Sponsors. What, do you mean like your own sponsors? Your own sponsors, I'm not sure about, but I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to customize a few things, if I'm not mistaken, because you're going to be able to get your own avatar, your own like face will be on the grid when you obviously celebrate the podium and stuff like that, when you're in the engine and stuff like that. So yeah, so I think you can be able to customize a few things. Hopefully online and multiplayer will be much better in 2015. Yeah, I agree. Multiplayer has to be a lot more better, that's for sure. Like 2015 multiplayer was a disgrace at the start. Even 2014 was a disgrace, and you know it was a big shame because certain leagues couldn't run because of these issues. I think AOR is still running on F1 2013, so obviously Codemasters want to sort that out because maybe they want to push this esports agenda because there's loads of racing games that are really going for this esports stuff now. I think Project Cars did it, and so is Gran Turismo right now with Gran Turismo Sport. So obviously all these racing games are trying to push into that direction, especially with racing games. It's really important because there's simulation drivers who end up going into real racing and end up getting big sponsors, big deals and stuff like that. So it's good PR for Codemasters if they actually manage to do that. Of course, we already had Verstappen who won a race, and you know he started out, you know, obviously racing in karts, but he also did simulation racing. In fact, he's in the simulation racing team right now on iRacing. So yeah, Jan Maldenborough as well. He's in GP3 or GP2. He raced in there. So I think it's GP3 actually, but yeah, he's raced in a lot of, you know, high level competitions. So yeah, it's really important to have the esports movement going along. So I think Codemasters might do that in the future as well. Mickey, when is the next F1 race, and can you make it live again? Yeah, I'll sort that out for you. The next F1 race is in Canada. Yes, it is. Will there be interviews on the grid and post-race? I'm pretty sure there will be because they're having this Live the Driver style career mode back. So whatever you saw from 2010 and 2011 will be twice as good. Any more questions? Is that it? So yeah, just to give you a conclusion of everything that's happened then. So F1 2016 beta codes will be released very soon. All you have to do is sign up on the Codemasters forums if you want to be able to play F1 2016 early. It's going to be out on Thursday. If you want to be able to play, you won't be able to record the footage, unfortunately, because it's a closed beta. And F1 2016 will be coming out, the full game will be coming out at the end of August. And we should be expecting a trailer in the next few weeks, and some gameplay as well because of E3 in June. Is there going to be a split screen? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure there won't be. Mickey, be aware of Bernie shutting the channel down because of live streaming. Bernie loves to shut down loads of channels. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all the questions done. Hopefully you guys have learned something from this stream. If not, we're going to be doing a lot more videos very soon anyway. I might do another stream at 8 o'clock tonight. I might do F1 2015 online lobby or F1 2016 modded race. I don't know. I'm going to decide. I'll see what I'm going to do. But anyway, guys, drop a like. And if you're watching this as a repeat or a full video or whatever, drop a comment below and tell me your thoughts. Subscribe already. This is MickeyMoTionZ. I'm out. Peace.